Right, this week, because there may potentially be a few issues with installing packages and getting things set up, especially for those of you using Macs, possibly other laptops as well. If you get errors which you can't overcome quickly when trying to follow along in the book, I strongly recommend that you don't flail around bashing your face against the keyboard and getting increasingly frustrated that it won't work. I recommend you watch this video and try and do it with Posit Cloud, which is a web browser version of RStudio, and you should be able to do everything that I'm about to do. Okay, so I'll start at the same point as I started with the previous video in 9.1.2 in the book, except the difference here is I'm going to click on the Posit Cloud link, and if you haven't logged in fact, what I want to do is I want to log out so you can see exactly what it looks like. So this is Posit Cloud. I'm going to click the login. If you haven't signed up yet, that's okay. You can do that. The easiest thing to do probably is to click the login and then to log in with Google. That's what I always do. And there you go. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to delete one of these. So I've got, I'm going to create a new project, a new RStudio project. I'm going to call this Doom Scroller. And it takes a bit of time, but once you're there, it should look exactly the same, with a couple of exceptions, as your RStudio. And we're going to try and do everything that we've done in the other videos this week using this. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create two new script files, one called main and the other called Hemo Tools. Oops, I always do that. Hemo-tools.r. I'm going to go back to my book and I'm going to go down to my script that I prepared earlier for Hemo Tools, copy that into there, and I'm not going to touch it. Okay, you can see actually in Posit Cloud, as soon as you do that, it recognizes that there's a package that's required but not installed. You could click install and it will install it. I'm going to do it the way I've done it in the book. I'm going to first of all go back to my main. I'm going to source Hemo Tools. Oops. Okay, I'm going to run that. Okay, I'm going to get the error. There is no package called PNG. I'm going to do install.packages PNG in the console and install that. Done. The second one if I run this again now, I'll get another error, which would be the EB image error. And in the book, I describe how to install that. That is here. Just before 9.1.3, you need this line: install packages BIOC manager. Let's run that. Oops, nope, not there. In your console. Okay, that'll install BIOC manager. You then have to run this second line: BIOC manager : install EB image. Okay. This bit takes a little bit of time, I remember. So I'll probably edit this out in the video. There you go. It took just under a minute to do that, so be patient. Right, now we are ready to start working with our Hemo tool script to make counts. I have got to do a few things here. First, I'm going to get my data. Okay, so I'm gonna skip over this bit. You'll be able to watch this in the video just for this single file. And what you'll have to do here, in fact, I am going to do this. Come on, let's do a proper job. We're going to save the image. Save it somewhere on your desktop, hemo.png. Now, because we're using Posit Clouds, we need to also upload it into our Posit environment. So there's a button here which you can't see in our studio usually, but on Posit Cloud you can. Let's click Upload, browse, and then I'm going to go hunting for that. No, sorry, choose file. That's what I wanted. Choose file, and then desktop, Hemo, open, okay. And there we go. I've got that file there now. That's what I want. And I'm going to run this script. So in section 9.1.3, I'm going to copy this and make sure it runs. I'll override everything I've got here and source it. There we go. 78 cells, 8.67 per big square. Thumbs up. Okay, so I can do everything with my Posit Cloud that I've been doing in the book. Let's extend it by working through for the multiple files. So I also want to, instead of just counting a single image file, which is what I've just done, I want to do it for all 100 in this Hemo 100 zip. So I'm going to download that. In fact, I've already downloaded it, so I'm not going to download it again, but I'm going to have to upload it into my Posit Cloud environment as well. So upload, choose file. It'll be my downloads, I imagine. There it is. I'm going to rename. Yeah, okay, that'll do. Right, now this will do something slightly different. Instead of uploading the actual zip file, our Posit Cloud will automatically extract everything in here into your folder, which is a bit annoying. I didn't really want it to do that, but it's done it anyway. It thinks it's doing you a favor by extracting it. So we'll work around this. So what I'm about to show you now will be slightly different from the other videos if you're using Posit Cloud, but this is what I would do. Let's take the example script for, where is it? Yeah, this is it. This script here in section 9.1.4 will show you how to loop over all of the files in the zip directory and then make a count of the viable cells in each and then calculate the average. Okay, I'm going to copy that and then we'll update it. I'm actually just going to override everything I've got again. You can see if I run this, I should get an error. Yeah, so it's trying to unzip a zip file, but there's no zip file. It's because it's already extracted these automatically. So I need to make a few tweaks here. Okay, so line 2 is going to stay the same. The line 5 can go. This can go, right? Don't need to unzip it because it's already there. Now I haven't unzipped this to a folder called image files. It's actually already in my main directory here. So all I need to do here is to replace image_files with a dot. Okay, trust me on that one. Then everything else should follow. I don't need to delete my temporary folder because I haven't created it. So I'm going to delete that line as well. And everything else should follow. There we go. Just thinking about it. There we go. Mean number of viable cells. Cell counts in each image, 202.82. Okay, I think that number is different from the one I've got in the book because, what did I upload? Hemo 100s. So, right, you've got to be very, very careful here. So this number is slightly different than the one in the book, because not only has it included all of the files in that zip file that I uploaded, it's also included my original Hemo. So I think what I have to do is delete that one. Yeah, and then I'm going to rerun this from source. Hopefully I should get the number that I see in the book now. 204.07. Is that right? Yes, it is. Okay, so I had to make a few tweaks to account for the changing behavior between RStudio and Posit Cloud. I can do the same for the very last exercise as well, which is this scenario extension, where I'm actually trying to calculate the percentage of non-viable cells in each of those images as well. And this is almost exactly the same. I am going, instead of using count viable, I'm going to replace this function in my loop with calculate. Oh, what was it called? What was the function called? It's called proportion non-viable. Non-viable. Okay, and instead of printing out the mean results from that, I'm just going to print out results. I'm going to run it all again. It'll take twice as long this time. But it has done it. Okay, now the bit that I'm not going to tell you how to do, I am going to encourage you to do it yourself, is to actually answer the question, which is how many of these values are greater than 20. Okay, so you're going to have to Google that, and that'll be the answer to this week's part 2 of the summative formative quiz. And if you check out the end of the second video for the kind of the RStudio based stuff, not the Posit Cloud, I show you exactly what to type into ChatGPT in order to do that. Okay, right, so this video was for anyone who was having problems installing the packages that they need in order to complete this week's work. Please do it this way rather than battle with your computer to get everything installed, because it's really important that you're able to complete this week's formative and summative tests. Okay, thank you for listening.